Welcome to Gate 2050.
2050 came based on an insight from our creative team, so we didn't want to do another forecast study about the next year or the years to come. We wanted to be more bold, more provocative. So we thought that why don't we think about what will be in the future, in the real future, in the years that we cannot be based on data that we currently have, but it's an image from the future that we wanted to create and to instigate discussions in the industry.
The future doesn't arrive, it is built. And every revolution starts with a question. What would define iGaming in 2050? One thing's for sure, questions never travel alone. What technologies will shape it? What players will lead it? What rules will change? What boundaries will fade? What values will remain? Some said the future was unpredictable. We said it just hadn't been asked the right questions yet, so we decided to find out. People like to define iGaming as online casinos, sports betting, and digital poker, but let's be honest, that definition barely scratches the surface. iGaming became something else, a meeting point for the technologies that are rewriting the world. As our CEO, Thiago Almeida, puts it, iGaming isn't just a place where innovation happens, it's a place where the future gets tested first. So, no, this isn't just entertainment. It's a live lab. We embrace it as a space where new ideas collide with real users, real money, and real rules. How do you prepare for a sector that pushes limits, exposes gaps, and forces us to rethink what gaming, business, and regulation even mean?
The project started in the summer of 2024, as always in Oddsgate with an internal workshop, and then we started to draft some guidelines for the Gate to 2050. It publicly came to life in SBC Summit Lisbon, September that year, with some conversation and surveys where we collected data about some specific points that we wanted to know more about. And in February of 2025, we publicly presented the study in a document and also with dedicated microsites. So the first steps of the study, first of all, was the ideation, what we wanted to do, what will be the outcome. And this was the very, very first stages. And then came all the planning, who will be our partner, first of all. The main point of contact with both the market that we wanted to survey and then the market that we wanted to deliver the study with all the insights that we had. For this study, we interviewed 20 specialists. We didn't stick to iGaming industry specialists. We went much farther than that. We interviewed people from hardware, software, marketing, social studies. We went very broad because we didn't want to talk inside a bubble. We wanted people outside with different perspectives to be included, so we could have a study that was very representative of the community and of the world we are living and want to live in the future.
We gathered insights from industry leaders, innovators, and researchers. Analyzed data, found patterns, mapped contradictions. We transform it all into 21 key future variables based on social, tech, economic, environmental, and political, exploring all about artificial intelligence, biometrics, compliance, crypto, metaverse, next-gen payments, and quantum computing. And we brought together different minds and viewpoints to shape a scenario that actually feels complete. What was the collaboration with Alva like?
We choose Alva because of their knowledge in these foresight studies, not because that they've worked inside the industry, but mainly because they were very experienced in this kind of studies and conducting and also guiding us and consulting us on what was the best path to go for this study.
Company, Alpha, designed the process, we did the research, we did the interviews, we selected the experts, also with a collaboration with Oddsgate and Turkey. So I was the main coordinator of the study and processes. The vision of Oddsgate was very clear, was very ambitious. We were, at the beginning, we had discussion, our discussion was mainly about the time horizon. So we thought, my team thought that maybe 2050 was too much, but Oddsgate was really keen and said we really need a long-term perspective. And we, of course, we accept that, we adapted the methodology, and at the end of the day, I think it was a great choice. So we were always very much aligned, and what happened is we became more and more ambitious throughout the process, both in terms of the variables that we were considering, the outputs that we were delivering, and the number of stakeholders that we involved. So I would say, for instance, the interviews were an highlight. All the energy and availability of more than 20 experts that participated in the process, and how they are, keen to influence, to share their ideas about the sector, about the future of the sector, about the challenges, but also about the possibilities that the sector can provide. And I would highlight that moment, of course, then the book launch, the launch of the project, and the conversation, when the conversation started within the community. It's incredible because you start in a highly fragmented way with many variables, many dimensions, many interviews, a lot of information, and then you start organizing that information. And we developed together many products, many ways of communicating that complex information into ways of promoting a strategic dialogue. So, and finding balance between keeping an evidence-based methodological sound process with the capacity to promote a dialogue and promote a discussion and build a community in the sector. Well, I would say the main takeaway is that, of course, you cannot predict the future, but we have a lot of provisional knowledge, and especially in the sector that is being built today, it's very, very important to systematize discussion about the future, engage in that discussion, because then we can go from the future to the present, and in the present we are making the decisions that will shape that future. So in order to build a resilient, sustainable, a sector that adds value but also contributes for the community, it's essential to engage in a discussion about the future, and then bring retroactive that discussion to the decisions that are being made today.
What do you do with all that information? After connecting all the dots, the gate to 2050 started to take shape, not just as a report, but as an ebook made to share knowledge, inspire ideas, and empower everyone curious about what's next. But we didn't want to stop there. To talk about the next 25 years, it couldn't be something static. It had to evolve, just like the industry itself. So we took it further in podcasts, articles, news, talks at events, and several other formats until it took the shape of a physical book. We refined, redesigned, and transformed it from research to ebook, and from ebook to a real physical book. Every page was crafted to spark conversation, fuel imagination, and keep shaping the future of iGaming. And we decided the place it started was the perfect place to share this new version. What was the overall objective of the project?
First of all, to have a piece of content to deliver to the community. So we wanted to be a catalyzer for a discussion, for a new discussion, not a discussion based on what is happening, but a discussion that is what will happen if. This was our main objective, was this discussion and content that can be fun to read. Then obviously we wanted to position ourselves as a company that has attention with what is going on in the industry and outside the industry, a company that is delivering knowledge and want to help not only our clients but the industry, and last of all, obviously, position our brand as thought leaders in the industry. So the subliminal message may be that we are not only shipping software, we are not only delivering technologies, we are delivering knowledge, we are participating in useful discussions, and we are giving back to the community what are our daily work. Also, we wanted to raise some questions that sometimes are not discussed inside the industry. The words that describe the best the Gate to 2050 are bold, provocative, long-term, and data-based.
The next step is with you. Since the future is not a guess anymore, the future is now. The future is ours. Welcome to Gate to 2050.